This is the Marvel Legends Infinite Series 3-pack Collector's Edition Ultron, Hulk, and Marvel's Vision. The figure in most parts of the world supposedly is a Target exclusive, but over here in Manila we don't have Target, so I picked this one up at a local hobby shop, as always. And if you read the bio on the back of the box, they're trying to make this as a Avengers Age of Ultron movie merchandise, toy merchandise. They're trying to write on with Hasbro's trying to piggyback this set as a Age of Ultron toy or Age of Ultron figures. But actually they're very, very nice comic book or comic series Marvel Legends figures. Alright, so that's the packaging. Some great artwork on the side. Very nice. I say comic series because really these are versions of these characters that definitely weren't in the movie but were in the comic book. Let's start with the big guy, the Hulk. If you're very familiar with the Indestructible Hulk comic series and the Hulk series that followed that, this is the Mark Waid Hulk with the crew cut or cropped hairstyle. Not Frankenstein looking head. It's a very decent looking Hulk. And I'm very glad that Hasbro decided to release an updated version of this one. Although I do prefer the disheveled hair style Hulk, like the one from the Avengers Assemble cartoon. Okay, so very, very nice. I think Hasbro wanted to please both fans of the movie and the comic book series, then they came up with this set. Very, very nice. Well done indeed. I have a few comments though. For instance, the Hulk. It's a great rendition of the comic book Hulk. However, they decided to just recycle the Avengers Age of Ultron Hulk. As you can see, it's exactly the same body mold, even the pants. I wish they had retooled the thighs and the lower torso. Well, not the lower torso, just the thighs, so that it didn't have that movie verse feel to it. It's supposed to be smooth or just plain brown and not any more textured. Don't know why they couldn't do that. They did that with some parts of the Vision. Anyway, but very, very nice all in all. There's some bit of glossy. The plastic is made of this glossy material. I wish they would have used a more matte plastic. Still, it's a good looking sculpt. Articulation for the figure, just a ball joint on the neck. There should have been a hinge right there. Ball jointed upper torso, ball hinge shoulders, bicep swivel double jointed elbows, ball hinge wrists, ball hinge hips, thigh swivel double jointed knees. No waist articulation, no calf articulation. Ball hinged ankles with the rocker joints, which I wish, didn't just go down. I wish it could have moved a little bit further up. They should have cleared the space just a little bit so that he could do some really nice poses. And to me, that's a bit of a fail. So, despite being a repaint, this figure is still going to get a decent grade for me. It's going to get a 9 out of 10. Let's go to Ultron. Ultron, if he looks very familiar to you, that's because they recycled the Spider-Man Marvel Legends Beetle body mold and they gave him a new head sculpt. The Beetle mold, well, I think it sort of works compared to the Iron Man 2 Ironmonger Marvel Legends Ultron. It sort of works. It just makes him a little bit short. Ultron should be a little bit taller. This is a good height for Ultron, maybe bigger, but it just looks short. And but he looks great. If you take this Ultron out, he looks really, really great standing. The head sculpt, I think, is the gem of this figure. It's what really sells this figure to me, and it harkens back on that comic book series, the Age of Ultron comic book head sculpt, and I'm just so pleased with this one, with that effects, the sunspot effects, or black dot effect, that energy spike on his mouth effect. I'm so loving it. So for that, Hasbro, you're gonna get a good grade for this one. It's still gonna get a 9 out of 10 for me. Articulation is exactly the same as the Beetle sculpt. I'm not gonna get too much of that. I just wish they could have made a better hand sculpt, a more menacing hand sculpt for this figure. But other than that, good enough. 9 out of 10 as well. Finally, we go to the Vision. This is the phasing version of the Vision. If you have the Hulkbuster Wave Vision, you'll see that they are very, very similar. They use that basic medium scale Captain America, Hydra Soldier, Batroc, Baron Zemo, basic male body, medium scaled male body mold. It's exactly the same as this one. They retooled the hands, obviously. The head sculpt looks exactly the same to me. Nothing they changed. It just looks a little bit chubbier because there's no paint on it. This one makes it, the paint apps gives the illusion that it's more slender. God, that yellow gem paint apps missing on it. But it to me, it's exactly the same head sculpt. It just looks chubbier on this one. Hands, they're both closed fists. And the cape is exactly the same as this guy. But one thing I did notice is they changed the feet. Somehow, they made him barefoot. I'm not too sure why. It kind of looks like something. I don't know why. Somebody tell me. In the comic book, did the Vision decide to just go on a vacation to the beach and remove his shoes? Really, I don't get it. I would have appreciated they just used the boot feet, or maybe a Spider-Man foot for it if they wanted that. But really weird. Was Jude Law barefoot in the movie when he first came out? I don't know. Anyway, the figure, despite all that, it's still a nice figure. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention about the paint apps. There's a lot of paint on that clear white plastic. If you ask me, you want a phasing Vision, they should have just kept this all clear plastic. The black highlights are okay. The eyes, they should have. Now he looks like Iceman. Yeah. You can retool this guy to be X-Men Iceman, but they should have kept him clear, like that clear plastic. Did Hasbro feel the need to spend more money? They could have put extra joints if they wanted to spend more money instead of adding an extra coat of white paint. They should have made it clear. Anyway, there you go, folks. He's going to get a 9 out of 10 as well for me. So the whole set gets a 9 out of 10. It's an interesting set. If you love the comics version of the Avengers and Ultron, this is a great set to have. But definitely not one for the movie shelf, for the movie fans. But still, great set. There you go. The Marvel Legends Infinite Series 3-pack, Ultron, Hulk, and Vision from Target. Thanks for watching.